was back after working with them to bring our partners to this 5 acres to launch China's first smart grid business hub. So 9 months, 1 building, 12,000 square meters of smart grid exhibition center, 5 acres, a dormitory and office center. So phenomenal power to move quickly. We also have low cost of labor, so we can, that allows us to build these things very quickly. I was recently at the World Economic Forum in Tianjin, and this conference center, this huge sort of cavernous building, was built in 9 months. It was quite incredible. China actually really likes to build these showcases because they realize that it's not enough to have R&D or to have progressive policy, but you need to change the hearts and minds of people. You need to have something that people can aspire to. So this is the Beijing Olympics in 2008, and that was sort of a really star in the sort of green showcase cap, the feather in the cap of China. And this year, of course, we have the Shanghai Expo, Better City, Better Life. These types of things show the average citizen that it's okay to sacrifice today if we know that there's a better future around the corner. And again, China is changing every 5 years. So I can tell you that my block in 5 years is going to be completely different. I'm not going to be able to recognize it. So the interesting thing about China is how does it actually disseminate this or deploy these models that work across the country? Well, you might not know that these government officials have mandated training. So we work with one of the ministries, Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development, that together with the Central Organization Department, which promotes the government officials to their next job, they have a National Academy for Mayors of China. And each of these mayors, vice mayors, have to take 12 days of training a year. Then every 5 years, they have to take a total of 3 months of training. And we bring curriculum on energy smart cities to them in Beijing. So through these types of training, we're able to train, in the last 2 years, 150 mayors that represent over 300 million people and 50 state-owned enterprises. So this is a tremendous channel, a distribution channel for solutions that come from China, but also come from the rest of the world. So think of China as a corporation where the premier, the Wen Jiabao, Hu Jintao, they are the chairman and the CEO. So again, China today is not the Communist Party that you have in your mind. It's really the most capitalistic society that I've ever lived in, coming from America. So what I want to share with you is that China is changing. It's changing from the factory of the world to the clean tech laboratory of the world. And it is going to need new forms of partnerships to make this vision a reality. There's some certain things that China still lacks and is developing internally. The ability to do radical innovation. So our educational system is rote learning. So this creative out-of-the-box thinking really is coming from outside in, whether it's foreigners or returnees, sea turtles. We are better at tweakivation rather than radical innovation. So if you take something like KFC, we will give you a dish of deep fried chicken with rice and sweet and sour on the side, right? So what we are looking for is solutions. People who know how to integrate solutions, who know how to deploy solutions, people who know how to think about the complex energy sector and bring all the stakeholders together, facilitate, coordinate, and bring something to the mayors, to the party secretaries, to the SOEs that they can deploy at large scale across the country. So one quick example is you have in Lake Taupau one of the largest forests in the southern hemisphere, and you've developed in New Zealand a lot of interesting technologies for biomass, sustainable forestry, ecotourism, etc. Well, China recently we've announced the China Biodiversity Conservation Strategy and Action Plan. This is the first nationwide conservation plan in 16 years, and we are looking for help so that we can halt all biodiversity loss, so that we can set aside nature reserves, etc. This is an example of how countries like New Zealand can bring your solutions to China and view China as one of the largest energy markets in the world. But you can also think about China as a partner to create made with China. So for example, I recently came across New Zealand's over-the-moon cheese factory, where even French cheesemakers come to learn about cheesemaking from this world-class little store near Lake Taupo. And this is very similar to the story about how Qingdao Brewery was founded with Germany's help. And now Qingdao Lager is the #1 food product that's exported from China. So made with China. This is going to require, though, a lot more collaboration and facilitators like you in the room to coordinate cross-sector, cross-border, different languages, people coming together to work on these complex solutions. So the key takeaways that I want to end with are, one, China today is not the China of yesterday. It's not even the China 5 years ago. And so please come and visit me in Shanghai, our JUCCCE offices also in Beijing, the people in China to see what's really going on. Secondly, China is changing from the factory of the world to the clean tech laboratory of the world. And thirdly, a new form of partnership is needed. China welcomes you to come work with Chinese to create low-cost sustainable solutions that can be deployed around the world. So come visit me. I welcome you. Thank you.